Okay, guys, so to talk more about fashion, joining us is a fashion stylist, Allysha Nila. We are going to talk more about that. Hi, Allysha.
Hi, hello
Hi.
guys, thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us also. Okay, now Allysha, since we have so much going on here in the studio, we've got the giant screen here filled with fashions. We've got, you know, our clothes,
stack of
clothes hang there, and we're actually trying our outfits for today, which is regarding to how fashion are we today. I think we're so into fashion. Now, first of all, you know, before talking more about this fashion, what do you think of our style for today?
Can you rate us? Can you rate us from 1 to 10? We want to know.
Starting
I
from
think you
Hans
guys,
first.
well, all of you have a 10 out of 10 for effort. I saw your fashion show just now.
Oh, wow.
And I can see how distinct it is from the three of you. So, yeah, good job, guys.
Well done to our wardrobe. Yeah, well done to our wardrobe team back there.
Okay, so Allysha, what are your thoughts on the viral TikTok videos that talks about, you know, color trends, especially for women?
I mean, it's just everywhere. I was at a restaurant earlier today, and there were like 20 people at a table talking about this very thing. But like everyone talking about cewek kue, cewek mamba, cewek bumi, and it's interesting because it is entertainment. And as someone who's been in the fashion industry, I'm kind of glad that it's being translated into a language that everyone understands, because I think beforehand, when you talk about color blocking or intermediary colors or complementary colors, people are like, what? But now you just say cewek kue or cewek mamba or cewek bumi, everyone's like, ah, okay, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And you know, everything coming from TikTok, there's always entertainment value, and it's, you know, it's funny. And when you talk to other people, it makes fashion more relatable. So I think that's really interesting. Like I see a lot of like those, you know, those fashion show videos. I saw someone use like a foldable chair and then use it as like an outfit.
Yes,
and
that's it.
And yeah, everyone's really inventive, and I like this whole democratization of fashion. I like it when it's not so intimidating and not too like highbrow, and everyone gets a piece of it. So I think it's quite interesting.
Democratization in fashion, that exists, you know.
That exists because all these times, fashion has been a monopoly for, you know, for a luxury brand, for a high-end brand with, you know, amazing price tags. But that was actually for women. How about the color trend for men this year? Do you have any clue for us men?
I think here's the interesting thing. I think there is less and less of a differentiation, at least in the fashion world, when it comes to men and women. So a lot of the color trends that we see for women are actually applicable for men as well. So for example, I think the color pink, you know, I think that was like the main color on like the fashion runways and the red carpets. Like everyone wore pink at the Met Gala, and these are colors that men are trying to insert into their outfits as well. And then you have, you know, you have the biggest names of designers. You have Virgil Abloh, who has passed away, but he has left such a legacy, even from his debut collection. Like everything was fluorescent colors, and I think because we have someone like him with such a huge platform, you know, that everyone has a lasting impression. I mean, he's certainly not the first or second or third designer to do such colors, but he's definitely influenced a lot of people into trying to incorporate those colors into their everyday outfits. And you see that now today everywhere. I think more men are experimenting with colors, with texture, with prints. You know, it's not just a matter of silhouette. It's not so utilitarian anymore. And so I think this fashion vocabulary is just continuing to expand. And like you said, you know, previously it was such a monopoly for the luxury brands, but now it's almost the opposite. Luxury brands are always looking to like street culture or even things from TikTok. And then incorporating it to make it big. Like, you know, Balenciaga, they are very, very good at identifying what's actually of the moment, what is viral on Instagram or social media, and creating a moment. Like when they did the show for last season, obviously everyone was, this was during the Ukraine war, and they've incorporated that theme, and no one saw it coming because the development was so fast.
Yeah, yeah.
And it became a moment. It has iconized this moment in time, and that's the power of fashion, right? It's being able to capturing zeitgeist of what's happening in the world and reflecting it purely through clothing. And when you have so many people amplifying that, then it becomes something that's real.
But when
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, but when we talk about men's fashion trend, recently we saw lots of gender bending style of men. What is your take on that?
I think because everyone is becoming more open towards gender and people are more well versed about gender identity, then I think men are coming forward and being able to take more, be more open and, for both men and women actually, to take more risks because everything is now fluid. Everyone is quite encouraging of, just expressing themselves and being authentic and genuine. And I think part of that is, breaking the rules about what's supposed to be for men, what's supposed to be for women. Why not do both? A lot of things are borrowed from each other anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, so interesting, as you mentioned, I mean, the market seems can actually lead the trajectory of how the fashion would go, right? Now, I want to know...
Totally.
Yeah, I want to know in 2022, though, what is the patterns going to be like for the trend this year and maybe fashion, the differences that you can see as the 2022 identity as in fashion?
I think it's interesting because we are just, I can't say that officially, but we are coming out of a pandemic. We've been locked up for 2 years basically. And it's funny because 2022, it looks a lot like 2002. So Y2K is basically the largest trend reflected on all the runways. Everyone is really on a high for throwbacks and dressing like the early millennium basically. And because we've been at home, we now feel more of this excitement to dress up when we go out. And so I think that's the most definitive. Also, with the prevalence of social media, I think everyone is more free to experiment on their look. Like their top doesn't go with their bottom, doesn't go with their shoes. But there's also, but there are also people who dress head to toe in pink or like head to toe in like the same pattern.
In monograms.
Yes, in monograms, logograms too, which were also a huge thing in the early 2000s, are such a big thing now. Like we saw that with like Versace and Fendi, the collab of two giant houses, and it's like logos everywhere. And I think that's something that everyone's embracing right now.
Yeah. There's this one period where you can see people are too busy with the patterns, and I was like, no, my eyes hurt. My eyes hurt. But there's this one period where people are just going monochrome and going all plain with no patterns. But before we end our talk show, Allysha, I would love to challenge you because our team have prepared some clothing items here, and we will choose 3 items randomly, and please describe the trend of each of these items. Ooh. Are you ready?
This is a piece of cake.
All right.
Okay, I guess.
All right, so I will help with the items. Rahma, which one would you choose?
This is a hard choice. Take this one.
Take that one. I'll take that one.
All right.
Yes, I take that one.
Rahma, that's for you.
Okay.
Alia?
I'll go with some earthy ones.
Earthy ones.
Earthy on earth.
Okay. All right.
Are we supposed to put it on?
I would love
show
to
it to
go
Allysha.
with this,
I like
actually.
the color.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Okay.
So, Allysha, can you describe the trend from my item over here? So it looks like a onesie,
overall,
like an overall.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you describe?
Very utilitarian.
Utilitarian.
Interesting.
That's actually one new level.
Yeah.
All right.
That's just you.
So, in which year did this kind of utilitarian style belong to?
I think like late 90s to early 2000s. This was like everyone in hip hop and like R&B
Oh, that
wore these. they're like dungarees, like oversized.
Yeah, that's
Oversized.
true. Like Will
And
Smith back in the days.
Some of them
I
were,
know.
yeah. And some of them even went topless. That's all they wore.
Yeah. And how about you?
How about this one, Allysha? So this pair, the tie-dye sort of thing.
Sorry, I'm not getting
This one. Yeah. Where should I hit it?
yes.
Here.
Yep,
Okay, now
tie-dye.
So it's a pair,
You
top and
remember it?
bottom.
So what type of
Okay.
trend is this, and when did this happen?
I personally, I will use this when I'm gonna go
Early
on an airplane.
Oh, airplane. You're about to sleep wearing this.
I feel like this was actually a continuation of like the tie-dye craze in the 90s when everyone decided, okay, let's do this at home. It's very DIY.
Right.
And now even now, there are a lot of people who wear tie-dye. There are lots of tie-dye brands. I think like when Suku was like super popular within the last 5 years, like
Right.
everyone wore this.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's very comfortable. It's like, it meets lounge wear. It's very versatile.
Yeah. It looks comfortable too, right?
I remember making this at home with my kids, the
Oh, you
tie-dye
did.
type. Yeah,
No, you did not.
I did.
Okay, so
your turn.
last but not least, okay, Allysha, with this jacket style, which is silver.
Where would you
Smiler,
go with this
I mean,
iridescent jacket?
I can literally see myself like this,
Futuristic.
like a mirror.
How about this one?
Are you going to space?
Oh, I don't know. I
Outer
hope
space.
so.
I mean, this is very space age,
Okay.
very, very synthetic, very metallic. I think it's appropriate now too because everyone's dying to go to space. There's a lot of space races right now.
Elon Musk should wear that.
Exactly. So yeah, very futuristic. It's almost 3D. 3D fashion is also very much taking place right now, and a lot of it has these holographic colors and patterns.
And probably
and
it's from
silhouettes,
the
too.
early 2000s, no?
Yeah,
Just
but-
right after Y2K.
Yes-ish. This is like a Y2K translation of like the space age from like the 60s when, literally the space race was going on.
Out of my curiosity though, is it okay to actually mix all of these styles? I mean, they came from a different timeline,
Different
but
era.
is it okay if you kind of like mix and match? Will still be okay in
there are-
2022?
I mean, in 2022, there are no rules. I think it's just
like
a
that.
matter of being able to balance it. So maybe if you already have a pattern and you want to mix it with another pattern, if your intention is going all out, then fine,
Right.
Perfect.
Or if you want to balance it out, make it a bit more smart casual, then, pair it with something a bit more plain.
Right.
Or,
Yeah.
it's either wear everything with confidence, like total confidence, or being able to neutralize and suit it to your
Right.
body. I think people at the end of the day want to wear something flattering for themselves,
Yep.
and so it's important to consider like your proportion, your play with color, and what's
confidence
actually
is the
comfortable
best
for you to
dress.
wear.
Yeah. So, Allysha, thank you so much for giving us some educations
you.
about fashion. Although, we are really relying on our wardrobe team, but actually the education that you gave us will be so much useful in the upcoming time. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Thank you, Allysha.
Kudos to your wardrobe team. Thank you, guys. Bye.
I feel a bit educated about fashion today.
I know, right?
Yeah, but see, the stories will continue after the break with more fashion stories about Cake Girls, Earth Girls, and Mamba Girls. Don't go anywhere.